The high school football field. So you have a high school quarterback that you're working with right now. And if he says to you, Christian, like, what does it take for me to be successful at this position? Obviously, like, with the experiences that you and I have, like, we could go on for 8 hours about what it takes to be successful at this position. But as we try to give like that elevator speech, or if you were to put it into anything, like, of course, you're going to throw the word consistency out there, but there's stuff behind the word consistency. What would you tell him it takes to be a great quarterback, and kind of what setting his mindset for what that journey looks like?
Yeah, so I would kind of break it into like, I guess I could break it into three categories to make it simple. I would say there's like a pure like mechanics throwing the football category. I would say there's an X's and O's category in terms of just your football IQ and developing that. And then there's a leadership category, like I said, going back, like being yourself, but also really fine tuning your leadership skills in the sense that, again, you're the guy that's winning every rep in summer conditioning. You're the guy that's pushing everybody in the weight room. You're the guy that then shows up and is bringing the energy to your throwing sessions. Those types of things. Those are like the intangibles that you have or you don't have.
Right.
You can actually gain those through the first two things I mentioned in terms of like being on it and playing good. Like you can't, like, nobody leads from fifth string. Like, let's just be honest. No one's going to be like, oh, that guy's a great leader from fifth string. Like, we're in the business to win games, right? That's what it's about. But I think mechanically it's all about balance and really finding natural fluid movements, like tension-free, natural fluid, rhythmic, balanced movements within your technique, whatever you may be getting coached. And I think it could be different for everybody. I think you could also kind of shuffle people into, I think if you teach it the right way, you could also kind of shuffle people into a consistent teaching. But I think there's guys that get away with it in different ways because of God-given talent, whatever it is. And then from an X's and O's standpoint, I just think it's about, for us, like, to be a quarterback and to play at the level that Austin and I played at, you have to be a football junkie. Like, you can't just be a guy who goes through the motions and doesn't put time into just understanding the game, not just from your job, but everybody else's job and the defense and their assignments. So I know that's something that doesn't happen overnight, but the earlier you start that, the better and more prepared and easier it's going to be for you when you start seeing things and you start recognizing things and then being able to apply it in that 2.5 seconds that you have to really make a play to make a play in a football game. So, and process all that information by the time the shot clock's rolling down and things of that nature. So, yeah, I think in those three facets, I think those are like quick notes of each area of those three facets that I think will make a complete guy.